No, actually, I remember putting these away the other week. Look how stretched out they are to fit on his head. Have you noticed that? Like, look how adjusted it is on one side. I've got a hat on.
Do you want a mirror?
And look, look, the gauge is these little clicky things here, right? Right, okay.
You've got a fatter egg than I am.
Hang on. I've got one adjustment on either side, right? I've got one adjustment on either side. You've got nothing on one side and your full extension on the other.
Yeah, that just needs balancing out. That's just... I've not thought about it, that's all. That's going to fit. See,
look how stretched out that is. That's like 3 clicks on both sides.
So what have you got?
One. With a hat
your
on.
head's fatter than my head.
It's not.
It is.
It's clearly
my
not.
Head is
not anymore, it's
my
not.
My head is like...
As you've noticed from the comments.
Oh, you're like, you've dropped that in, have you? Fucking looking svelte, innit? You're looking svelte. They're all saying
just
it.
airbrushed my cheekbones.
They're all saying
that's
it.
all it is. I've just airbrushed my cheekbones.
I was going to say, that's why
that's what we
got the Raptors for.
Just let my hair grow out. That's the only different.
No, you do look a bit.
Hang
on.
A bit more in shape. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Outlawed Picks podcast.
You were coming at me then.
You knew that already.
You were coming at me.
I was just about to get on at you for not doing your
love it.
Your sponsorship thing. Come on then.
Today, this episode is brought to you by Unbound Merino.
This is the not for Ollie line.
Long-term friends and partners. The best merino wool-based company in the game, apart from when they.
It's the not for Ollie line
to embroider things.
It is lovely. Still, it's just you just love it, don't you?
Well, it's durable, isn't it? So that's going to pretty much last forever. You're going to be able to use this joke forever because they never wear.
Yeah.
Unbound's tagline is this, which neither of us has ever mentioned before, and you don't know because I've just found out.
Go on then.
In a world dominated by fast fashion, we've slowed things down.
Nice.
Unbound Merino offers timeless, versatile, and functional pieces that will have you looking great in any situation. I've just read that.
That was...
Clearly.
It was beautifully read.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
That was lovely.
I like it. It's true as well, isn't it?
If we had some lapping waves, like...
Where's the incense? No. Better not get into that.
What incense?
Well, you should have some incense on if we're going to talk like that. Calming.
It gives me a headache. I don't burn it anymore.
Yeah, I bet that's dead, isn't it?
Yeah, don't burn it anymore. Used to be a proper hippie fest in here. I was burning it in every room. Walking around clouds of the shit, no more.
No.
Just white sage now. For the ghosts.
Keeps the ghosts away, don't it?
Not really.
No. If you would like to jump on the Unbound Merino wagon with us, then go to unboundmerino.com and use the code OUTLAW. You'll get 15% off. And if you order over $100 worth of garments, though, we'll give you free shipping. Thank you, Unbound. We are very appreciative of you sponsoring us.
We are.
And we've very much enjoyed this relationship we've built with them, haven't we?
We do. I'll be recording my breakdown show in a little while, and I'll be wearing a plain black Unbound t-shirt for
Must have found that box.
No, it's the same one. I've always had.
Shut up. Anyway,
we're not
sponsored by C4, but
you need one.
I love them, and I need one.
Yeah. And you've ordered loads for the gym, and now the boys are drowning themselves in it.
Drowning in it.
They love it, especially Duffer. He's bought some shorts that are the same colour.
No. Not that we're allowed to show you that, but whatever. You won't watch this. Don't kill me, Duffer.
Okay.
Right.
Have we got a fight review to talk about?
Yeah, we've got Fight Night to talk about.
We have, haven't we?
A couple of little bits I wouldn't mind touching on, but I'm going to have to keep this one relatively short.
It was a good one for the old boys, wasn't it? Jim Miller and Arlovsky.
Yeah. We thought Jim Miller was going to retire.
Yeah.
So he knocked him out, and then he says, I want to fight till UFC 300 because then I'll be on 100, 200, and 300. And then he called out Charles Oliveria and says he wants to get one back over Charles Oliveira. So what the fuck do we know about it?
He nearly bit his tongue off the last time we fought him. Do you remember? He got his tongue stuck out. Oh, it was awful to watch.
Yeah.
So
we should stop trying to predict the future, basically.
Poor old Eric Gonzalez. It was kind of obvious what he was brought in for, but Jim Miller's just... he's just a stud, isn't he? 50 fights total.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
He's just gnarly.
He was on UFC 89,
which
it was the anniversary of. The 13-year anniversary yesterday.
Yeah, I know you said.
You wouldn't believe I'm old enough to have fought on that. Would you really?
13 years seems
I've got
a really long time.
I've got a flat peak baseball cap on backwards, right? I've got action figures and comic book wallpaper. You would not believe I was old enough to have been on that.
No.
If I clean shave, I will lose 10 years.
You reckon?
Definitely. I could lose 10 more pounds.
It's a long time ago, that, isn't it?
It is a long time ago. Yeah, but Jimmy looked older.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Fucking Benjamin Button, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. 100%.
He looked older in my corner for that.
Frightening.
I don't know how he does it.
No, I don't. It's like sacrifice
C4.
Newborn babies.
He bathes in C4, that's what
maybe
it is.
That's what it is. C4's getting more of a plug on this show, and it's not a C4 episode than normal.
Yeah. Oh, we might as well mention that Lines and Nines, I was going to say the whole title then, but I'm not going to.
Probably not. Yeah, I like it.
Lines and Nines has its own YouTube channel now. So everybody that's been seeing the clips that we've got on the Patreon, we're going to start releasing some of the old episodes. It's just chaos.
It's chaos.
And you've got to see it.
Anyone has ever referred to you as a snowflake, this is not the show for you to watch, for sure. But if you're an actual grown-up, it's very, very funny. It's very funny.
Yeah, it is. If the banter in Rough House Uncensored is too much, don't watch that.
Don't watch this. It's definitely not for moms.
It's a level
definitely
up.
not for moms.
And everyone that goes on the podcast as a guest gets so much shit.
But Jimmy and Josh have some good chemistry.
They do.
And they're quite funny.
It's hilarious.
Like an adorning puppy. Look at its master.
Which way around? Jimmy
you
to...
know which way around.
Oh, okay. Kind of works both ways. I mean, they are in love with one another.
It's a bromance, heavy bromance.
It is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's very funny. So is that connected to our channel, or do they have to look for?
No, it's a separate channel entirely. We've
SLB9.
snipped the line and cut it adrift. It's like
it's too hot. It's too hot for us.
It's too.
So you need to put into YouTube SLB9, maybe podcast as well. Because I googled it the other day. No, I think. But maybe podcast on the end.
You reckon? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, because it just didn't come up when I did it.
Okay. You've probably got a child filter on your iPad though.
Yeah, true.
There you go.
God damn! I hope it stays on because I do not want them watching that.
Yeah. No. Anyway,
go watch it. It's hilarious.
What else do you want to talk about?
Well, Aspen Ladd.
Oh, hang on. Go on.
Well, two things. One, she just looks lost, don't she? Like she don't really want to be doing it. It's like someone had made her get in there and she's not really sure about what's going on. The corner work. What was your take? I think I watched it on mute, to be honest. Oh, did you?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. You tell me what happened.
Well,
I saw there was some kind of...
He was pretty aggressive with her and he was pretty direct and he's basically like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Basically. And... Yeah, maybe I think if he watched it, maybe he would choose his words. The thought process behind what he was saying, I think, was right. Maybe he didn't quite phrase it as well as he could, and it sort of blew up a little bit. A couple of people commented at the time on when the Twitter thing comes up and what have you. But I was thinking, if that was a dude talking to a dude, no one is going to comment on that.
Yeah.
It's because that's a coach and a fighter. It's not a male and a female. It's a coach and a fighter. And I know there's some nuance around that. And, we have to be careful. It's sort of dangerous territory. But at the end of the day, that's a fighter and a coach. You know?
I get it. And the other thing as well is, the coach knows the fighter. But, from how a coach talks to a fighter, that is much more up for debate, depending on how well we know that relationship between the two individuals. But like, there are some things generally. Like I remember a little while ago, there was I can't remember who it was now. Someone in their corner, like someone just went off on their fighter. That wasn't a female fighter. I think it was on a Bellator card. He just went off on her, like in the corner. But it was like there were a couple of words that he used that was like there's no, in this moment right now. Like, put that on the table and let's weigh up the benefit of you using that word. I think the word, it stuck out in my mind because it's just a word you don't want to hear from anybody in your corner, no matter how badly the fight's going. Like, you don't want to be called atrocious.
Yeah.
It was just like, and I heard it and I'm like, and I just kind of saw her like wounded by it.
Yeah.
And that's a point where there's frustration coming out of the coach and they're not able to control it for the benefit of their fighter. Is sometimes how it feels to me. But then other times you need to get in a fighter's head and
something like a fire, like stoke it a little bit. Like, maybe
I'd have to watch it again. I watched it on mute. It was a kind of a...
I mean, she sort of did. Like I said, the intention behind it was probably right. She did seem like she needed something lighting underneath her, like it just wasn't happening. And he was sort of saying it and nothing would happen, and he would sort of saying it and nothing would happen, and then he sort of lost his shit a little bit. But
a lot of the work has got to be done. You've got to equip the fighter in training camp. Like if that fighter's there and they don't have a clue, then the coach shares some of that burden.
Yeah.
And then you've also got to think, how the coach is interpreting that being on live TV themselves.
Well, one of the things that was levelled at him that a couple of people said, he knows what he's doing here. Like he's on TV, he's getting his moment, blah, 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 whatever. Which I'm not too sure about, but
there's a lot of emotion going on there.
Yeah,
I mean?
I think he would have rephrased it a few bits, but I think the intention was right. And I think he got blown up because it was the fact that it was a man talking to a woman and not a coach talking to a fighter.
Yeah.
But it didn't work, so
no,
he better readdress it because it didn't make no difference.
I mean, I talked about it in the War Room. I think like the issue that Aspen Ladd always has in her fights is that she's there to be hit. She walks forward constantly, and she did seem to be doing a bit more sidestepping, a bit more adjusting and shadowing, but she just doesn't look equipped for some of the things she comes up against. Yeah. I think she's been so aggressive in her lead up to the UFC, just getting in there and just manhandling, opponents to the floor and just she does that crazy screaming when she's. But like when you come up against someone that can stop you doing that, then like you need other facets to your game. And I also, like we don't know what's going on with her weight and where she's comfortable, where her confidence was going to be going in against the. I mean, as she said, I think she said in the build-up something about the fact that they were both bantamweights just agreeing to fight at featherweight. So
yeah, right.
And that was one way of looking at it, but I don't know.
Or they're actual featherweights fighting at featherweight and deluding themselves any other way.
I was actually thinking about this earlier today because, like the main event next week, I record the War Room for it, Paulo Costa and Marvin Vettori. Like, I saw an interview with Vettori saying, like, he's still not comprehended the idea that Adesanya is a better striker than him, which I like because it shows a mental fortitude that is just unwavering, but it also shows a level of delusion. Like a lack of awareness to not be able to see it, and then that's going to be a hurdle to get over to try and improve. But there's a difference between being good and being effective. Like you can be effective and not be good. You know?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be technically proficient to be effective in MMA. Like Ngannou is all over the place. Yeah, like Vanderlei Silva, his striking was like so aggressive. There was a Muay Thai style to it, but when he got in the midst of it, like you take a screenshot of any Vanderlei Silva fight where he's in the middle of a combination, he's like that.
There's not a technical still. There's not a technical still to be taken at any stage. Is
No,
there?
never.
Like,
No,
don't do this unless you do it like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, so then that's the thing is like if a fighter's been effective all the way through their career,
it masks their need for technical upskilling.
And I also think that's where that natural power undermines people. Like it's almost like it robs them of the time and opportunity to develop really technical striking skills. Like, that's why Paul Daly always stood out. I think I've said this before on the podcast. Like he was a really technical striker, and he had that pop in his punches just to put people away.
But I know we've touched on this before, but like everyone would always call Paulie like talented, and I'm like, yeah, all right. I mean, the motherfucker like has trained this into himself. He's not like, he didn't just pop out and he's like suddenly had all these skills. Like he's spent hundreds and hundreds of hours developing what he's got. I'm not sure that's talent. It's the talent part is he was talented in terms of he could dedicate himself to the time he needed to accumulate those skills. That's a talent in itself, because not everyone can do that. They don't have the attention span or drive to do it. But yeah, always that never sat right with me when he's talented. You're like, people used to call Quade Cooper talented, and I'd speak to him and he was like, oh, I was doing those side steps in my garden when I was 3, and when I was 4, and when I was 5, and when I was 6, and that's all we did. That's how I got good at it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Batgirl.
Yeah. I felt bad for Brandon Davis. Yeah. You kind of knew it within a minute of the fight. It was like, oh,
it's like those frequencies just don't go together, do they? It's like, nah. That must be awful knowing when you get in there and you just, sometimes when you clinch up, you're like, oh shit. And you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He must get in there and he's like, oh, this was a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, this clearly was a mistake.
Yeah.
He's a killer, and he's gonna be trouble, isn't he?
Yeah. He's scary. Bantamweight as well. I mean, what a mix to be in.
Yeah. I thought Estela Nunes was doing everything right.
Yeah.
She was doing everything right. I was thinking, she could, this is probably the right thing to be doing. She was keeping it a distance. I think the commentators alluded to it a bit. She didn't really work off that jab quite enough, did she? I thought she could keep distance a bit better like that. But she was sort of doing everything right, and then until she wasn't, and then she just got wrapped up and Roy choked.
That's kind of Losi though.
Yeah.
She is like overly aggressive like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nunes, I mean, but that's, Nunes being the more technical striker there, but just not being as effective in the end,
Don't know what my picks were, but I don't feel like it went very well.
Do you not?
I think I took a hit. On the stats.
I remember you being really excited about Bruno Silva and immediately me thinking, Andrew Sanchez.
Yeah. I wrote that as the worst pick ever. He looked terrible, didn't he?
Yeah, of course he did.
He looked terrible. He was another one who was like,
Jesus.
I don't think I want to be in here.
Not myself. I feel a bit twisted today here. I'm not sure what's going on.
Some C4 down you. Right. Straighten you out.
I've already trained today. I can't be.
How have you already?
Again. Yeah.
What did you do today?
I did some kettlebells and some bent over rows and some push-ups, some other calisthenics.
Straighten you out. I should be doing knee rehab later.
Oh.
Not that I like to go on about it.
There's a little violin for you. Danny Roberts was a little bit frustrating just before we move on.
Yeah. Why? Did you think he didn't win it?
I
thought he won it.
I had no problem with the decision. I just felt like he made it a lot harder for himself than he needed to. Like he gets scrappy and brawly when I don't think he needs to be. Do you know what I mean? Like he's very quick and he's very sharp, but then it's like I don't know. I don't know whether he feels like he has an expectation to deliver that kind of fight. But I think he's quick enough to be knocking these guys out and lighting them up and not being in the mix. Do
you think he does a lot of movement for movement's sake? Do you think he's like? It seems like there's a lot of like 15% of the stuff he's doing. I'm like, I don't know why you don't need to do that really.
Yeah, and he has a very wide stance as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that kind of leaves him a bit vulnerable when like he's lunged in and he's not got that recoil. He's not getting himself back out. Like if you watch Corey Sandhagen, he sometimes uses a longer stance, but then he'll shorten it when he's kind of moving in and out around the edge. Yeah, and then he'll bounce in and bounce out to a shorter stance. Yeah.
Well, it was good. It was good for him to get a win because he's been out a little while, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, and that was it. I think there was a bit of a psychological hurdle for him as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Okay, shall we move on?
Yeah, Fight Night. Another Fight Night. Fight Night 3000.
Mate, we are like every week until
this is crazy.
End of November,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Mad next few weeks.
We're doing 4 war rooms for this.
We've got back-to-back numbered events.
Yeah. So 267 is Blachowicz Teixeira, Jan against Sandhagen. There's loads of good fights on that card. Hamzat's on that card. Dan Hooker against Makachev.
Shit. Glory Collision 3 this weekend.
Oh, shit.
Saturday, Glory Collision 3. So...
Rico.
Yeah. The last event was unbelievable, wasn't it?
It was.
We really enjoyed it. Same thing this time. We will be streaming the Super Fight series through the channel. So jump on and watch that. It's going to be a great card again, isn't it? It should be fun. I really, really enjoyed getting back into kickboxing.
Yeah. And this one's got the King of Kickboxing on it. So
yeah. There you go. It's the king. This is not the same. Lavinia, Souza, and Randa Markos.
Have you got that as the first one?
Yeah, well, who have you got?
Yeah, no, that's on Wikipedia though.
I took that off Topology.
Are you on Topology? Oh, well, maybe they're on the same page today.
Yeah, makes a change.
Yes, they are. Okay.
Yes, they are.
So, Lavinia, Souza, Randa Markos. No?
I'm not that bothered, are you?
No, you're not, no.
I was just like, I watched both of them, I was like,
I quite like
Randa wrecked by Lemos last time out.
Yeah, she did. She did.
Wrecked. Like, Lemos came in and just the way she was postured, I was like, she don't rate you at all. Yeah. She's coming to take your head.
Yeah.
And she pretty much did.
I don't know whether like, here's a mad concept for you. Fighters that have failed a drug test for steroids should have like a
blue tick.
Like a something. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe they already do.
Like, you know what I mean? Like something. Because like that, I couldn't help but that keep that in mind while I was watching that fight with Amanda Lemos. And it's the same with like I mean, Brian Ortega failed it after his first UFC fight.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of these like lighter weight females that are coming in and testing positive and being out for a bit, and then they just move on and nobody remembers it. Like Amanda Hebus has got a failed drug test as well. Yeah.
Someone said, if listen kids, if Carnelozzi can pass these tests, don't tell me about school being hard or something. I think he's been tested 6 times or something and passed it. Amazing. Mask it.
I'd like Randa Markos to get a win here, because I was frustrated for her in that. I mean, she's had a tough run. You know, she lost the decision to Claudia Gadelha and Amanda Hebus, who I've just mentioned.
She's 10 and 11.
You
almost never see that in the UFC,
really.
do you?
Not really.
Almost never. I can't remember seeing that.
I mean, more in the women's divisions, because they've got, you know, a better pedigree because they've been fighting a higher level, but they've just not been able to. But that last one did you watch the Luana Pinheiro fight?
No. You know why I didn't watch it? Because Fight Pass is a piece of shit and I couldn't.
Was it? Yeah, there was another fight I was trying to watch and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
She put on such a fucking performance from an up kick.
Oh, really?
Honestly, like I've videoed it and watched it over and over again. I'm like, why is she doing that?
Because she played professional football.
But the thing is, if that kick had landed and she was on her feet, she would have carried on fighting like it was nothing.
Yeah.
But as she was going back, she kind of started to fall back. She looked directly at the referee, put her hands down, and then acted like she was unconscious.
Oh, that's what you do when you're unconscious.
And then
you
for like 20 minutes, fuck it. For 20 minutes, they're doing this same thing that Aljamain Sterling was doing after that knee. I'll call bullshit. Like they're doing that. You know, Van Damme in Bloodsport when he gets the salt in his eyes. Or like all of a sudden you've lost your fucking eyesight. Yeah. Come on, man. Come on.
Have you?
If you'd have taken that knee clean, you'd have been fighting on your feet by now, and they'd have been announcing him the winner by knockout. Yeah. Like the whole performance undermines the fact that it annoys me.
Fuck that. I can't get into that.
But I was thinking about this when I've literally got it sitting on my desktop as a clip. I was thinking about this as I was watching it. What I've realised is I want every single fighter on the roster to have that Terminator mentality, where even if you cut their fucking legs off, they're still going to be crawling across the octagon to get to you. You know what I mean? Like Anthony Smith, when he was in there against John Jones and he got kneed in the head and he carried on, right? Like, it happens. And how it plays out is not necessarily... The result doesn't always necessarily reflect how I feel about the fight, right? Like, Peter Yan landed an illegal knee, and I'm frustrated at him because he should know the rules. Having done this recent breakdown and pulled a few things apart, I've seen a couple of times when he slides a cheeky knee in there that was definitely illegal. Like, he does it to Douglas Silva de Andrade. He passes it off as if he's like kneeling on his bicep. But he's like side control top, and he just fucking knees him in the face.
I love him.
He knows he's pushing his luck and he gets away with it, but sometimes he doesn't, and that was foolish, and that's why I'm frustrated. But I also don't want to see Aljamain Sterling feel like he needs to put on this performance.
No,
because it's not believable. Like, honestly, it's the fucking Bloodsport thing, isn't it? With the salt in the eyes.
Yeah. So, what do you do? So, if Aljamain, I'm
more decisive referees.
Yeah.
It was an illegal shot. We're not even going to see if it would have affected the rest of the fight because you shouldn't have taken it in the first place.
I'm afraid
the fight's over.
Then
we don't need the performance.
Yeah.
Like she was rolling around on the fucking floor like she'd lost her eyesight, like staring up at the lighting rig until her coach came in and she was like, what are they going to do about the decision? And then like plays it all off again. I'm like, I don't want to see it. Like, no, illegal kick for sure.
Yeah.
Referee steps in there, fight's over. You shouldn't have done that. You've been disqualified. Like, more decisive situations like that. Same thing with the Darren Stewart, the knee to the... I could go on. Anyway.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Sometimes you have to take stuff off the performance. Do you know what I mean? There's people to make
football,
decisions.
Though, isn't it? You know what I mean? When they're fucking laying and holding the floor and they're like...
And then the magic sponge with water comes on a bit of a... Oh, no, I'm sweet now. So I'm all good.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, no.
I want Randa Markos to get a win. I like Lavina Souza, but I feel frustrated for Markos because she's
a good grappler, Souza, right? Cause
they're both are good grapplers. But I would say
she strikes
Lavina
like
Souza's...
one of those YouTube videos where she comes, when someone off the street comes into an MMA dojo and goes, "Yeah, I can fight, bro," and then they fight the instructor and they just get licked up and
she is a
killed.
little bit stiff, but she is a good grappler, and she's going to be problems for Markos if it hits the floor.
Probably fight the night.
It's a lot of arm bars on her record, a lot of first round arm bars. Might be a rough first round for Markos.
Yeah, I'm pulling for Markos. I took Markos on it.
Yeah, I'll go with Markos. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Jeff motherfucking Molina.
Jeff Molina's fun to watch.
You know?
He's taking on Daniel Lacerda, who is making his UFC debut.
Yeah.
And fought on an event called Mr. Cage.
Wow.
What a brilliant name for an event. Mr. Cage. Dun, dun, I feel like it needs a jingle. Dun, 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 dun. What is it, Mr. Plow off The Simpsons? You remember that one? Wrong podcast. I need to talk to Owen about that. You've got no pop culture in your mind, have you?
No, not really.
None.
Wait till that kicks in. Open up some pathways or something.
Okay.
How good that Ricci fight with Molina was wicked, weren't it? Definitely lost the first round.
Yeah.
Turned it in the second, like quite badly, started licking him up, and then right at the end gets dropped and just holds on, doesn't he, to win it?
He's good.
Wicked.
He's a lot of fun to watch.
The only thing I know about Lacerda
is
he is. Yeah. The only thing I know about Lacerda is I sort of watched a couple of his sort of smaller promotion domestic stuff on YouTube. He looks a bit wild and a bit flamboyant.
Yeah.
And I think
he's like a southpaw with lots of kicks, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think Jeff's pretty technical, isn't he?
He is. He's gonna have to walk his way into range, and I think Lacerda's gonna try and keep him on the outside.
Yeah,
be an awkward southpaw because he looks like he's got some kind of taekwondo or karate background. Right. Like he's like on the outside throwing a lot of kicks, and I didn't see much when he closed distance. But Jeff Molina can get inside, and he's got he's been in the UFC, whereas Lacerda's making his debut into.
Yeah, Lacerda's been busy, man. He's 12 fights in 3.5 years.
Yeah.
He's put them together, hasn't he?
Yeah. That will slow down now, though.
Yeah. No, I've made it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got Molina. I can't imagine.
Box him up to a decision.
He's pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah.
He gets hit a bit, but like if Ricci was landing on him and he was taking it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Molina.
Wicked. Yeah, I agree. Oh,
2 from 2.
Okay. This is a bit of a battle of the need to wins.
Joe's having a rough time, isn't he?
Both of these kids are. I mean, you look at Conor Worthy's record.
Yeah.
Like he was doing really well. He's got a couple of losses earlier on in his record, 2016 and 17. But then 2018-19 was his time, and he came into the UFC on what was it, a 6-fight win streak? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 5-fight win streak. Came in and stopped Devontae Smith, and then he choked out Luis Pena. But then he's been stopped twice in the first round, and he's been pinged and hurt.
We're a long way from all hail the Death Star, aren't we?
Yes, I'm afraid
so. A long way.
Yeah. And Jai Herbert, as we know, is a very sharp striker.
Mate, he's sharp, man. He killed the cage warrior scene, didn't he?
Yeah. The thing is that the Trinaldo fight, in my opinion, he was winning until he got caught and he lost. And then Moicano was just way too much for him on the ground.
Yeah.
Like he was mounted and Jai was stuck there for a good period of time. I think this is going to be a striking affair, and I think Conor Worthy might get pinged and he might get caught on the way in.
I think Jai's good enough.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's not. Karma's lost. Jamie Malarkey whacked him, didn't he? And I know
that was
Oxman
long left up, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was lovely, weren't it? And I know Azaitar's probably more powerful than Jai, isn't he? Like he's got some serious power, and that's probably what got him through that. But I feel like Jai, he's accurate, he's technical.
He's very technical, and he's long range as well, isn't he? I mean, there's going to be a reach advantage for Jai, I would think. Let me pull up stats and have a look, because I'm making that up right now.
Yeah,
I'm assuming. Yeah, Jai's 6'1". 6'1" compared to 5'11". That's tall for a lightweight, but he's got a 77-inch reach.
Did we go down for his last fight on Cage Warriors? I think you were calling it.
Yeah.
I came down with him. We watched him. He was great.
Yeah, he's clearly UFC level. He just needs to find his feet.
One of those. He gets a couple of wins. I think he'll be on a bit of a roll. He must be thinking, where's his confidence at after finally making the big show?
Yeah. I was chatting with him. He was cornering at Cage Warriors a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, he was in the back warming up his fighter. But,
nice.
Yeah, I just think he's had some rough luck. If you watch the first 2 rounds of the Trinaldo fight, he looked really good. Like that's the Jai Herbert that I expect to see in this fight. Moicano was just too much on the ground for him, but I don't expect that from Conor Worthy.
No, you'd be surprised, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
Come on, Jai.
Yeah, but good to see him.
Yeah, get that run started. So this next one is from last week, right? And they pushed it.
Yes.
Because we've talked about Jamie Pickett and Staropoli before, haven't we?
Yeah. Was it last week or the week before? It was
maybe the week before.
It was a positive COVID test for somebody in Jamie Pickett's camp.
Yeah,
Am I right?
His dog, I think.
I'm all right. His dog.
Yeah, I mean we've sort of been through it, and like he got shut down by Delidze, didn't he? It was pretty miserable to watch for the crowd, but it was, Delidze sort of just closed all the doors, didn't he? And just did what he needed to do to win. To be fair to Staropoli, he had some decent takedown defense in that, because Delidze was going after him, and he's a good wrestler and he's a strong dude, and I thought he did pretty well. I think he's got enough. I think he's got enough to put Jamie Pickett away. Did we pick opposite? Yeah, we picked. No. Yeah. I think we're just repeating ourselves now. But I think we picked opposite last time.
I'm going Jamie Pickett.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's. I mean, what is he? He's going to have a height and reach advantage, surely. Yeah. Oh, an inch in height. Jesus. Yeah, he's got a 9-inch reach advantage.
Yeah, so that's long, isn't it?
Yeah. See, Staropoli's reckless. A lot of his stuff comes looping.
He's going to get.
And he's going to straight. Yeah, I mean, just imagine how long his arms are going to be by comparison. Just bam, a couple of knees up the centre. Yeah. He's a good Muay Thai fighter.
Yeah.
I think Jamie Pickett. Jab his face off.
Can't change it now. Yeah, I got Staropoli. I quite like him.
Yeah, he's just a bit young in his game.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only had 13 fights. I know Jamie Pickett's not had many more, but he fights like a more mature fighter. I feel like Jamie Pickett's had Muay Thai fights as well.
Right.
I feel like I've seen or heard that somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not changing my decision.
No, same.
Right, okay.
Tabitha Ricci and Maria Oliveira. Is that who you've got next?
Yeah.
Fuck, what a debut for Ricci that is, coming in against Firot.
It was rough, and she looked very small, and she got lit up all the way through it.
Yeah, bad, didn't she? She took it off 6 days' notice, though, to be fair to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think she's up against it here again as well. Like Oliveira's, she's got good takedowns, good grappling. She likes to use the fence to drag opponents to the floor. She's very good at controlling them on the floor. Good ground and pound. More experience,
Yeah. I think it'll be a bit tough for her, won't it?
Yeah.
I don't think Oliveira brings the same level of athleticism as Firot, but I think that's another level.
Yeah.
But I still think, overall, I think Oliveira's probably a bit better everywhere, isn't she? Mm-hmm. There's a couple of fights of her standing and looking like striking a bit like a Thai style.
Yeah.
Like she's got that square hips a little bit, loads of kicking. That combined with the grappling might be a rough night.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a definite height advantage here as well, isn't there? I mean, Tabitha Ricci's
she's tiny,
5'1". Yeah. No, I'm taking the debutant. I think Maria Oliveira. I think she's going to take her down and beat her up.
Rough start for Tabitha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not much to say about that, really.
No.
That conversation dropped off real fast.
Who's next? Who you got? My internet's being real.
Park Jung-young.
Oh, Jun-Young Park.
Jun-young Park.
The Iron Turtle. I like this guy.
Yeah, wicked.
He's got a funny voice.
He's been a great run, hasn't he?
He has. But then Gregory Rodriguez looked really good against, what's his name? Todorovic, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Did we feel like Todorovic underperformed a bit that night? I think he did
on him. Yeah, I mean, he was undefeated coming in. He is a good fighter. He's just, I don't know. He looks a bit small. He looks a little bit like he's caught between the two weight classes.
Yeah.
Especially because, what's his name? 6'3". Rodriguez is 6'3".
Jordan Williams hustled him, didn't he? And then caught him right hand maybe up against the fence, dropped him. I think he got back up, and then he battered him from there.
Yeah, he's on a 3-fight win streak. He's got good striking. I like Jun-Young Park, and I think he's showed improved takedowns.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he's going to be trying to do in this fight. But I don't know if it's going to be an easy thing to do. I think.
Yeah. I mean, the last time he lost was Anthony Hernandez, wasn't it? who's
Anaconda.
legit. Yeah, he got a little bit beaten up, didn't he? He was doing quite well, wasn't he? He was doing quite well for most of that fight, and then
but didn't he take John Phillips down? Like I'm sure he took John Phillips down a whole load of times, and he just looked like he'd really improved his ground game since that fight, since he lost to Hernandez.
Yeah.
It's the striking that's going to be problems, because I think Gregory Rodriguez is really sharp. Like, he was picking off Todorovic as he was walking in, getting himself out of the way.
It's Anderson's camp, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, I think Rodriguez is out of Anderson's camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost sure he is.
He's good. Height and reach advantage as well. 6'3" to 5'10".
Yeah.
And then a 2-inch reach advantage as well.
I think he's going to have to MMA him. I think if Rodriguez MMA's Park, maybe he'll get there.
You reckon? Yeah. I think Rodriguez should try and keep this one standing best he can. I think it's Park that's going to try and close him down and take him down.
I got Park, by the way.
Have you?
I feel like that's relatively safe money.
Yeah, no, I don't think it is.
No,
I don't think it is. I think he's not got the firepower to compare with Rodriguez.
Yeah,
I don't think he's quite as technical on the feet,
and not got the control either.
I mean, he showed good grappling against John Phillips, but against Rodriguez, who was not taken down by Todorovic, I mean, he's got 100% takedown defense in the UFC. I don't know if Junyon Park's going to be able to take him down. Let me have a quick look at...
He's in some shape, Gregory.
Yeah, Junyon Park took John Phillips down 4 times and controlled him for almost the whole fight, 13 minutes and 11 seconds. I just don't think... But the thing is, John Phillips is undersized for middleweight.
Yeah.
And I can't say the same thing about Gregory Rodriguez. He's a big motherfucker.
There's not a lot to trim off him, is there?
No. He's like, what is he, 6'3", 75 inch? Yeah, no. I'm surprised you've gone with the.
Yeah, I felt that was safe as well. He even wrote safe money. Bet on this motherfucker.
That's why I don't trust you with my money.
No, well, fair enough.
Okay,
Nick,
mate,
Negamareau.
this is a bloodbath. This one,
innit?
This is just an absolute mess.
Tough bastards coming together.
I remember I interviewed Ike before one of his fights, and he was just like, he's a blue collar worker.
Yeah.
I can't remember what he does, but it's some like
steel
gritty
construction, yeah.
Something like that. Gritty manual labor where he's making, half of his annual paycheck in a one UFC fight.
Yeah.
If he gets, like, when he got that knockout, he like went straight over to the commentary booth and he was like, fucking give me some money, basically. But he's had a rough run because he's
do you think he's too eager to fight? Like, I think he's too eager to brawl.
He doesn't move his head.
Yeah.
Like, he's quite happy to stand and box.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't move his head.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a good chin.
Jordan Wright, Chase Sherman, they're not gimme fights, are they? Like,
they're not.
It's not elite, but
yeah. But I don't know. He's undersized for this weight class for sure. Like, even in the knockout over Morea, he just looked really, really small.
Yeah.
And I don't think Negamareau is not particularly big either, but he's a big lump, and he moves his head and he rocks side to side and swings with
I think
power.
he'll come back better. He was out for like almost 2 years, I think, before the Camer fight. And
was he?
Yeah. I think he had back surgery, and Camer's Alex Camer's good, right? And and he did well to come through that and win that. They beat the shit out of each other, didn't they? Yeah.
In Alexa's defence, though, there should have been a point deduction at the end of the round.
Right.
So the decision, really, in my mind, should have gone to him.
Right.
Because, like, Negamareau...
Still, it was close enough, weren't it?
It was a very close fight. Nick took a lot of punches. He was swelled up under both of his eyes. He was bloody across his nose. And he got 3 warnings for grabbing the fence.
Yeah.
And it was like, the last one was like 20 seconds before the end. And if Beltran had gone, and
he's normally hot on it as well. Like, I remember him like slapping people's hands away and like dragging them off.
I think he knew though that the fight was dependent on that point that he was going to deduct, and he just didn't want to commit to it. Like, I mean, I get it, but like, you know what I mean? Like that should be a hard, fast rule. And the other thing that was interesting as well is like they were talking about it in the first round in commentary, talking about how their first warning is in the changing rooms.
Yeah, right. Okay.
That's the first time. Don't grab the motherfucking
you're
fence.
already on it.
You know this.
Yeah.
You should know this already because you're competing in the highest level.
Yeah.
Then you get warned twice about it, and then the third time...
Yeah. So it's really the fourth time you get the point deducted.
Yeah. But it should be a hard, fast rule. You get one woman in the dressing room, and then you get 2 in the fight, and then it's a point deduction for sure.
It's mad pressure to be under, like even on the rugby field, like big World Cup games, the points are equal. You're in extra time. The next points win it, and the ref blows for a penalty, and like he's decided the game. Like you're not,
It's a lot of control, isn't it?
It's a lot, isn't it?
You got to have some
but
hard,
the rules
fast
is
rules
the rules
in there. Yeah, but then there's not a hard, fast rule in there.
Yeah.
Like the referee doesn't have to deduct a point,
Yeah.
or he can deduct 2 if he wants.
Yeah.
You know, like the fight is literally in his
So
hands.
much at stake. Like it's just got to be
There is.
just cold, innit?
Yeah.
It's cold. These are the rules.
I did feel bad for Kama because that should have been a point deduction.
That was a good fight. I enjoyed watching
It
that.
was.
Yeah.
It was.
I think Nick will come out better this time.
You think?
And I thought it was all right last time. I thought it was all right. Not great, but I thought it was all right.
He reminds me of Jambalante the way he fights.
Yeah.
he's a banger, isn't
Yeah, he's a banger.
banger.
I think he can come through this.
he? Yeah, I agree.
And I think Ike will stand there and brawl with him, and
that's the problem.
yeah, that
That's
might
the
be his
problem.
downfall.
Yeah, that's the problem. He's too hittable. He just doesn't move his head.
Yeah.
His hands are nice. He throws his
Yeah.
combinations nice. Keeps working that right uppercut to the body all the time, but his head's stationary. And this motherfucker's got some clubs for hands.
Yeah, he has. I got Negamareau in that.
You got to say his name correctly though. If you
Go on then.
Negamareau.
Okay, it's a little syllable missing. Give you that one.
Almost. I would not like to be commentating one of his fights because, like,
You're not going to get that right
I
every
just call
time,
him Nick
are you?
every time.
Yeah. Nick
He
N.
needs a nickname. He
Yeah.
needs a nickname.
That is his name.
Okay.
Nickname.
Dwight Grant against Francisco Trinaldo.
Well, because we had so many fights cancelled recently, I was scrolling through Dwight's record, and there was like a block of like 4 or 5 fights back to back to back that had been cancelled. And I was like, oh, it's just COVID, innit? It was like 2012 that happened. I was like, oh, shit, no, that's not always been like that. But there's like a massive, I have no idea what happened at the time, but there was like 4 or 5 fights back to back that just fell away or whatever.
Yeah. He's a bit late in his career, isn't he? He's had 14 fights. He's 37.
Yeah.
You know?
He's you can sort of see that a little bit. Like he's all right. He's pretty good, isn't he?
He is good. I mean, wins over Pedasoli and Alan Jaban. Carlo Pedasoli he's a good fighter. Did he win the Cage Warriors title? I think he did.
Oh man, he was so close to getting subbed in that Sekulic fight.
Yeah.
So close, wasn't it? Like maybe one more second and he's done.
Yeah.
And that was fully saved by the bell. But look, Trinaldo's, he's no spring chicken himself, is he?
No, he's not. Yeah, look at that gap.
Yeah, it's
it was
weird,
between
isn't it?
2012
but now
to
that looks normal, doesn't it?
2014.
Because we see that all the time now.
Yeah.
But that's not normal back then.
But he has had a lot of cancelled bouts in the UFC as well. I mean, you
Yeah, I
look at
wonder
like he had 3 cancelled bouts in 2020, and then lost to Daniel Rodriguez. Rough year.
Yeah, really rough year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you seeing this one? He's going down a weight class, isn't he? Or is
Yeah,
Trinaldo? No, Trinaldo's going up.
Coming
yeah,
up.
Trinaldo's going up.
I like how like battle hardened Trinaldo is. Like he's just.
At what point does that start to take its toll, though?
I always say like you need to be battle hardened, but being battle weary is not conducive to elite performance.
Yeah.
He's lost a bit of pop, but there's an efficiency that comes with that level of experience, isn't there? And like he just is who he is right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's tough. He can obviously can bang. He's super, super durable. Like you can whack him with a baseball bat and he's just going to keep on coming in.
He's like a pair of old work boots.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Steel toe cap.
Steel toe cap.
Had them 5 years.
Never wear them in the house.
Yeah, nah, not allowed.
They're fucking worn down so you can see the steel coming through the toe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my dad's work
Perfect.
boots being like that.
Perfect.
But Maserandub, it means redwood, don't it?
Is that what it means?
Yeah, I think that's what it means.
Yeah.
He is like a fucking
As in the
tree,
tree,
though, isn't
yeah.
he? Yeah,
Yeah, got
he
ya.
is. He's a unit, and the fact that he's at welterweight now at 5'9" just makes me giggle because it's 43, 5'9". Fuck it, I'll move up to welterweight.
Why not? I mean, it's not like Dwight Grant is like super sharp.
No, this is
probably
it.
It's a
He's
pretty
going to
good
keep drifting
matchup.
into range
Yeah.
and tagging him, and if Trinaldo's just waiting, like he did with Jai Herbert, the
picks
time
his
comes,
moment.
bang.
Yeah, that could definitely.
He's got a hell of a overhand right.
Yeah,
And now he's not cutting weight, so he's,
full of it. Full of it.
Full of it.
I got Trinaldo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Dwight Grant's going to jab his face off.
You think?
I think it'd be a good scrap. I'm really looking forward to it, but I just think Dwight Grant. Well, let me have a quick look at the reach and height, see if that changes my mind. Because Trinaldo looks like one of those guys that's got a massive wingspan. No, Dwight Grant's got a 6-inch reach advantage.
Shit.
6-inch reach advantage, and he switches stance, whereas Trinaldo's predominantly southpaw.
Yeah.
I'm going with Dwight Grant.
Oh, yeah.
He's got 100%. Okay, I need some stats. I need some better stats on this thing. I'm like, he's got 100% takedown accuracy, but then if he's only gone for one takedown and landed,
well done.
Yeah,
yeah, 1 from 1.
I'd like to see some additional stats on the side of this. Yeah, I think Dwight Grant. I just think he's a bit too much of a welterweight for and at some point you've got to start showing some of that wear and tear.
Surely.
Anyway.
All right, we'll go opposites on that.
Okay. Alex Caceres against Sungwoo Choi.
I like Alex.
I do, but he's a bit of a like a litmus test for some of these young guys coming up.
But that's where he is now. He's not going to win.
Yeah.
He's 33 and he's still quite elastic and athletic for 33 and he's
Yeah, for sure. But then on the flip side,
he's been around.
Sungwoo Choi's good.
Wicked.
Like, you got to think, he made his UFC debut against Movsar Evloev, and he fought I was on the call for that. He fought all the way through that.
Yeah.
He fights hard. I mean, he got caught by Gavin Tucker with a rear naked choke, but then he's beaten Suman Mokhtarian, Yusuf Salau, and he stopped Julian Erosa.
Who are two very different puzzles you have to figure. Like, Erosa's coming at you. He's going to stand in that man. He's going to bang you.
Yeah.
And Zalau's very hard to get your hands on him, isn't he?
Difficult
very hard to
and
pin
different.
him in.
Yeah. And then you've got Alex Caceres, who he doesn't know what he's doing next.
Yeah.
Like, I always used to use him as an example for Ed Arthur. Because Ed Arthur used to love jumping on necks, even when it probably wasn't going to land. And I started saying to him in training, I'm like, you're doing Alex Caceres. Like, you're jumping on shit that's not there.
Because you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not there, but you
want it to be there, but it's not.
I wish it was there for you, but it's not there.
Yeah.
He's
I mean, he's on a 4-fight win streak, Caceres. He's a bit of a spoiler, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's one thing I noticed looking through his record is if he loses, he'll lose the next one. Do you know what I mean? It's like it might be a bit of a reflection of him being a bit of a confidence guy. Look, he's on a good streak now. He's on 4. Like, this is dangerous, Alex, right now, because he believes in himself. He's 4 on the bounce.
They're good wins as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Chase Hooper, Austin Springer, and Kevin Kroom. They're all good wins.
Yeah, that quick wrap-up of Austin Springer is probably not, even though that's a finish, that's probably not as impressive as winning the solid decision over Kevin Kroom. Like, Kevin Kroom's, that's a solid win, isn't it?
Yeah. A solid win with another guy that's got a lot of experience. See, that's what Caceres brings into this one, is experience. He had a good scrap against what's his name, didn't he, as well? Uriah Faber. Yeah. Like a good, good 2 rounds of scrapping. Yeah. He's a bit chaotic. There's not much of a plan to it. I think Sungwoo Choi, if he sticks to a game plan, holds the center, works behind a good jab and just picks him off, I think he's got that more. Good. He's definitely got more power in his frame.
I think he's too good. Bruce Leroy's not going to do an Evloev. He's not going to be able to control him like that, is he?
But do you think he can be a bit too chaotic for him and stifle Sungwoo Choi a bit?
I feel like Choi's crisp. He's faster than him. He's 6'2". How he's 6 foot, not 2. I mean, he's 6 foot. How tall is?
They both must be pretty tall.
Must be pretty close.
Let me pull their stats up. See, this is where we need a stats page, Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie.
Hey. Bring it up from there. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Innit? Ping.
Come on, Jamie.
6. Oh no, Alex Caceres is 5'10".
I thought so. So he's got, he seems, this is featherweight,
right? He's a big
right?
fucking unit, isn't he? Yeah, 6 foot featherweight.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah. I think
I like him.
I'm going Sungwoo Choi.
I like him.
My concern is that Alex Caceres can play that kind of bit chaotic and dart in and tag him and move away.
Yeah, but Choi's, to some degree, he's had that with Zalal, hasn't he? Like,
True.
He's had that elusiveness that he's had to try and pin down. I think this is his, like you were saying, Caceres is the litmus test. This is his next. This is his bump in it.
Yeah.
If he wins this, he'll get bumped up.
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll see where he goes. Yeah, for sure. Choi, like it.
Choi, okay.
Like him. Jessie just got in shape. She got in shape. And she had new boobs as well.
I was waiting for it. What a fucking waste of weight.
That's why she's had to get in shape. I bet she's had to balance it out.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
What's the point? It's a strange time in your life. Like you're an active fighter. Why would you do that right now?
I don't know.
Well,
if someone said,
Jesse, do whatever the fuck you want. It's nothing to do with me.
If someone said to me, will you trade cutting an extra £2
for boobs
for an extra 100,000 Instagram followers? I would be like, fuck no. I would rather show them my ass during the post-fight interview.
Yeah, and get the followers anyway.
I don't get it. It keeps happening.
It's just the math.
Who is it that fought at the weekend? Who is it that fought at the weekend that was practically fucking elbowing him in front of her? Jesus, it was. I was like, what was the point in that?
In what?
Luana Carolina. She's had some
augmentation.
Yeah,
cyborg work. She's had some cyborg work.
Was it her? No, I'm thinking about someone else. No, I'm thinking about someone else. Sorry.
Seems strange.
Who was it?
Yeah, seems a strange decision, but
no, Mayra Bueno Silva.
Right,
that's who it was. She's cutting an extra couple of pounds.
Didn't twig until, as I was saying it, that's why she's had to get in shape because you're gonna have to lose that weight from something. There's a weight to them.
What do you reckon it is?
Don't know. It's got to be like
let's
a few pounds. Let's
put in the comments what you think. And we're talking about a pair because no one's getting one done, are they?
No.
I mean that's
got to be like.
What, 300 grams each? I mean,
it's got to be a pound. It's got to be a pound.
What's the variance?
Don't know.
Jamie's
what does this mean?
Fucking measuring them in his head.
There's just like that. There's some maths to it, and
there's got
to be like maybe that's why she's so lean now.
I don't get it. It just seems like such a sidetracked thing to do. Like getting your fucking lips done.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Targets.
Filler everywhere.
Yeah. So what do you reckon, people? How much do a set of new Norks weigh?
Norks. Wow. I have not heard them be referred to like that in a very long time.
Yeah. That's a football changing room term.
Yeah, exactly. All right, back to business.
That is business. I'm genuinely.
It's probably going to affect.
I'm genuinely
confused
as to why someone would do it. It just seems like get some more tattoos.
Yeah,
like there are other ways to decorate. Like
maybe it makes her happier. Who gives a fuck?
No, it's short sighted. What's the focus? Is the focus being the best? Is the focus being a champion, or is the focus having the most Instagram followers in the division?
She might come out and knock the fuck out of Jocelyn Edwards now.
She may do. I'm looking forward to this fight. I think they're both good fighters.
I think she's got the edge.
You reckon?
Yeah. I think in 4 fights' time, Edwards might overtake her. But at the minute, I think Clark's. She's looking pretty good.
She does seem to be a lot more settled where she is. She's getting more consistent training and stuff. I mean that's an aside as a question to every female athlete that would get any kind of augmentation like that would add weight to your frame when you need to cut weight.
Yeah,
I just don't. It seems like an unnecessary distraction with things that
in that
don't
weight
matter.
Class. She missed weight before.
No, she used to be 125.
Okay, now she come up.
Yeah, she went up.
She's like, well, fuck, because I got some space now. I'm gonna give me some boobs.
Maybe that's
it's
what
easy.
It is. Maybe that's what it is. I don't get it. Yeah, no, she was fighting down at 125, I think.
She looked really good last time out against Alpar.
Yeah,
she beat the fuck out of her. She
nice,
seems to have like developed
nice Muay Thai.
Elbow knee game, hadn't she? I don't know whether that was. Did she change coaches?
Yeah, she moved to. Is it CSA?
Yeah.
Yeah, Combat Sports Academy. Yeah. CSA. Yeah, she moved there. She was training in Vegas for a while, but I think she's.
That was another, like, I don't know how many times we circle around to this, but some weird officiating in that fight. You remember she'd bust her nose up.
He wasn't sure whether it was an illegal knee.
Look, it's not we've not finished this fight, and then they made him go back and just beat the fuck out of her again. And Felder was the only one on comms who was telling the truth. He was like, "That's a bullshit decision. That should have been stopped. This is crazy." And then whoever was on with him was like towing the company line and like,
no,
we've got to fuck. Yeah.
Like,
fucking fair play. Felder was like, he didn't go to he didn't say stop the fight, but he was pretty fucking close.
Yeah, he did when he was next to me when I was saying stop the fucking fight. We were both saying it.
He'd go, Dan, say stop the fight.
It's just I'm fucking louder.
Yeah,
I am louder.
I like Jocelyn Edwards. I honestly think she's going to be really, really good, but I feel like she's just a bit raw at the minute. And she just needs another 3-4 fights. Irrelevant. Well, she's going to have to win some if she's going to stay around for 4 fights, but almost irrelevant of result. I think she just needs to, be in there and accumulate a bit of experience. I think Jessie is technically better than her. Physically, maybe, I think Jocelyn probably has the edge, but technically, I think Jessie's probably a bit better than her.
I'm gonna float you a scenario.
Yeah. The blitz.
No.
If she blitzes her.
I think so. Jocelyn Edwards is.
What was
a
that?
massive wasp. Jocelyn Edwards is 3 inches taller and has a 6-inch reach advantage. I also think that she's going to be strong enough to at least stop Jessica Rose Clark clinching her in the first round. I think she's going to be able to shrug her off and push her off and pick her off at a distance. Then there's going to be a bit of frustration that's going to start setting in, and Jessie Jess is not going to be able to get close to Edwards, and then she's going to get eaten up with Muay Thai.
Reckon.
I'm just floating it as a for instance, because
I think it's a good fight.
It is a very competitive fight. I think Clark will want to strike, but I think when she realizes the height and the reach of Edwards, she'll want to close her down and grab hold of her.
She'll pin her on those fence panels and open her up with elbows and
I don't know. I
knees.
think Edwards might be too tall for that.
Yeah.
I think she might be too tall for the elbows and knees. Like, I mean, there's a 3-inch height advantage. Like, if you think Jessie Jess is going to have an underhook and Edwards might have an overhook, but a head position is going to be really easy, but not striking to the head. That won't be as comfortable, especially breaking the clinch to elbow.
I feel like Edwards is not great at taking leg kicks. I just can't remember where I saw that. Who did she fight?
I mean, she has only got 37% takedown defense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I just kind of like
Cara Rosa fight.
Yeah, but she's a fucking monster, isn't she?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I think Clark's in a position where she should get this win. Like she should get this win. She should go and put it on her, beat her up at close range, Muay Thai style, and be the shorter, more compact, powerful fighter. And then if she needs to, ground her. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, Edwards is what, 26?
Yeah,
like, she's going to keep getting better and better. She's on a streak at the moment as well, isn't she?
I think she's in a good spot to do something. It's just you can't rush it. You know what I mean? It's just it's about time on the coalface, isn't it?
That was the fight I was thinking, the Wu Yanan fight.
Right.
How she was like on the edge and picking her off and stuff. Like I could see that being frustrating for Jessie Jess. Yeah, I forgot she was coming off that loss to Cara Rosa. I mean, you know, Clark should win.
Jess has got that blueprint as well. Like Cara Rosa battered her, didn't she?
Yeah.
She's got that blueprint.
I just think she's a lot more physical though, and she's a lot more mentally resilient when the fight's not going her way.
Right.
Like Rosa was in front of her the whole time, and I think if Jessie just stands there and starts getting picked off, she might start to give a bit of space.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool fight. I like it.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my preferred fights on the card, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm going Jessie Jess by decision, but I do think it's a hard fight for her. And I think Edwards, like you said, is going to get better and better.
Yeah, I got Clark.
Yeah. Okay.
Dawson
Co-main
Glenn.
event. Grant Dawson, 17-1.
Yeah, man, he's coming up, isn't he?
Right. And Ricky Glenn's good. He just seems very slow to me.
Yeah.
Like he seems kind of very, very ploddy. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like there's no snap to anything he does.
Apart from sleeping.
Yeah, but Silva ran onto that shit.
He did run on
He ran onto
it was like stuff of nightmares, wasn't it?
Like against Dennis Bermudez, he looked massive, but he just also looked like he was like running through treacle.
He's like slow twitch for life, isn't he?
For life.
Yeah.
That's a t-shirt for you.
Slow twitch
for life.
Yeah, isn't it? I watched a lot of Grant Dawson. I was looking at his like run and how they've put those fights together. And I think he's been on a really smart, well put together run. You know what I mean? He's fought some unbeaten up and comers. He's grabbed a win over Julian Erosa, who's like a tough.
A decision win over him as well.
Yeah, so he's been deep with him, deep for 3 rounds. Yep. Fought Derek Minu, who's like a veteran that's been around and fought everyone, and he's got some nasty subs, and he's going to go 1,000% for the first 2 minutes, and you know you're going to have to be on your.
And Derek Minu after that fight was like he was just sat on the canvas, and he just looked deflated, and then he started picking at the tape on his gloves. Yeah. I'm like, oh,
he chased the guillotine really early.
Yeah,
first round, I think he chased the guillotine around 2 minutes. I was thinking
he is fucking really good at guillotines, though, isn't he? But that's the problem when they don't work out.
And then Leonardo Santos is, you know,
stops in the last second. Yeah. And they were tough. Brutal hammer fists. Yeah. Like he landed 3, knocked his mouth guard out, and put him completely unconscious.
He's a touch limited, isn't he? Like he's got a very clear game that he knows he's good at, but you know that's not necessarily.
He's very good at it, though.
A bad thing.
I mean, you look at the streak he's on,
you know
and I was watching that. I watched that one loss on his record. It's a 35-second elbow knockout loss, and he was in on a double leg against the fence, and the kid cracked him with a bunch of elbows. That's just one of those things. Like you see people's legs give out, and then they're done. But like the guy he fought coming off his first loss, his name was Christian Camp. Camp. That seems like a place you go like in the school holidays to be force-fed some kind of book.
A Bible.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Christian Camp.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's all true.
It's a bit of a diversion. His wins in the UFC have been impressive. To beat Erosa by decision shows that you can control chaos for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Mike Trezano handed him his first loss with rear naked choke. Then he rear naked choked Derek Minner, who's a proper veteran. Nad Narimani's a hard fight for everybody. Former Cage Warriors champ, took him to a decision and beat him as well, and then stopped Santos in the last second of the last round.
I think he's a problem.
He's a fucking nightmare. I'm excited for this fight.
Necessarily see anything from Ricky Glenn where I'm like, all right, you play that game and you're gonna go all right. I think most things are gonna get shut down. I think he's gonna struggle with his physicality a bit, and undoubtedly at some point he's gonna get put on his back and he's gonna get battered.
I think he's
that's how it's gonna go down.
He's only been stopped inside the distance once. That was Lance Palmer, who's an excellent wrestler and grappler.
Ricky Glenn he's got a really weird wobbly head when he moves around. He's like,
he does
really strange.
Yeah.
You know, like the dog. You know, you used to have those dogs on the back of a car. You'd be following a car, and the Churchill dog would be going like that. And Paula Radcliffe, remember the marathon runner who used to run like it was part of a running gate. Her head would just like wobble. Well, strange.
Yeah. I think Grant Dawson's
it's got to be
gonna
wreck shop. Yeah, he might realign that stability problem in his head.
Spin his head all the way around.
Yeah. No, it's fixed. Sweet. Yeah.
No, Grant Dawson.
I'd be amazed.
18-1. Yeah.
I'd be amazed it goes any other way.
For sure. He's a bit of a monster. Go on then, main event.
Oh, they're gonna go for it, these two, aren't they? They've both got Izzy living rent-free in their head still. They just cannot let go, can they?
I just can't understand.
They just can't let go.
Neither of them, and neither of them can be honest about it. Like Vettori's been beaten by Izzy twice now.
What more? What more do you need?
Watch the fight back. Watch how he's hitting you and you're not hitting him.
Yeah. I feel like Izzy's put Paulo in a fucking psychological episode. Do you know what I mean? He's just like full meltdown. I'm telling you, he's into some weird shit. He's into some weird shit. I just know it.
Do you reckon he's one of those guys that dress up like a My Little Pony?
Yeah. What
I could see that.
Furbies or flurries or something. I don't know. Weird shit. I just know it.
Fucking while the internet's working, that's worth Googling.
Furry, fleur.
I just remember a photo going, wait, what?
Yes, you do know, you fucking raptors. You know that. Don't pretend.
Oh, you're always covered in glitter when you get it. I don't know what the fuck going on. What are they called?
Marvin can't stop talking shit about it. And it's not funny either. It's not like charismatic shit chat. It's just like, it's not funny.
Yeah, The thing is, the good thing with Vettori is that he's like, what?
Flary?
I can't find it. I'll get too distracted.
I'm disappointed.
I'll get too distracted. Okay.
Anyway,
let me
that motherfucker's in some weird shit. I'm telling
For
you
sure
right
he's
now.
in some weird shit.
Right now.
Mate,
I don't know what it is.
Have you
but he's
seen
in some
the
weird shit.
photo of him sitting in a wheelchair in like a hospital smock with like hardly any hair?
Is that real?
I don't know. Is it real?
It's the internet, man. I can't tell what's real and what's not real anymore. The hair transplant.
Yeah.
It looks so ridiculous. I was like, that's not real.
Right?
Yeah.
I
But
don't
maybe
know.
it is.
I honestly don't know. But that would be signs that he's fucking
Lost it.
No, he's on the juice.
He's fucking on the juice.
Of course he is.
Who thinks he's not on the juice?
Some
He
people
pisses
don't think he
juice.
is.
He's absolutely on the juice. Mother of God. 100%. I don't know what it is, and I'll have some if he's got some spare, but he's definitely on the juice. The best analogy I could think of for this fight was Vettori is like a 5 litre, 5,000 capacity tow truck. He's going to grind all day, every day, and he'll tow shit through whatever surface they're on, he's going to grind it. And Costa is like a 90s Ford RS Cosworth with a spoiler on the back, which ironically was usually driven by a wanker, which kind of fits anyway. Anyway, that was it. Like, Paulo's got a bit of nitros in it. He's got a few.
He has, yeah.
He's got a few pumps on the nitros button.
Definitely runs out though.
Yeah, he's going to run out.
He was starting to struggle in the third round.
Small
against
canister
Romero.
of nitros.
It is.
Yeah,
But I also think he's got a small canister of psychological toughness as well. And I think that unravelled quickly against Adesanya. And I don't know whether he gets that back to come in and fight Marvin Vettori. Because
one of these weird. I feel like this is going to be one of these weird ones where like one of them could turn around and just walk back out. I was going, I'm not doing it. I'm out. I'm not doing it. I've thought about it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. John Anik comes on the
He's like,
broadcast. He's like, "Well,
sorry about
we're being told that Paulo Costa is refusing to leave his dressing room. It also seems like the commission have called it off because he's already emptied 2 bottles of red wine.
He's shit faced. Sorry about that.
Oh, fucking hell! He froze against Adesanya, and I get it. I'm not saying that I'd be any different, but like, he's so much based on his self-image.
Yeah.
That. When that happens to you, you just get embarrassed like that, and then you take 12 months to marinate in that embarrassment. Like, what version of you shows up?
Don't know. He's not going to have that problem with Vettori. Vettori's not going to give it all this, and he's not sneaking. He's not.
Not at
he's
all.
Just tough, hard. He'll whack you, but do you know what I mean? It's not the same puzzle, is it?
It's
the
not
only
the
thing
same
I think
puzzle.
is I just think he's going to drown him.
The question is, can Paulo Costa stop Marvin Vettori inside about
Quick
8 minutes?
time, yeah.
After that, I don't think he's not going to be able to come up for air.
No,
He's not going to be able to come up for air. We know full well that Marvin Vettori can go 5 rounds. Like, he took, what was it? He broke his own record for takedowns in one fight.
Yeah.
I'll try and remember this stat. I think he got 16, I think he got like maybe 17 takedowns in his UFC career up to the Kevin Holland fight, and then he got 17 in that fight.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like, his work rate is ridiculous. And it is 80% horsepower. It will just bully you over. But like, I was thinking this today, right? Imagine these 2 boys on the mat at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, both got their gi on. Paulo Costa sitting there with his black belt. Marvin Vettori on the other side with the brown belt. He is not making eye contact with Marvin Vettori. And rolling time.
Like when Jimmy puts his hand up at sparring, I need someone. Everyone's like that.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, everyone's paired up.
Gloves are coming undone again.
Everyone, 3 guys claim the person that's gone to the toilet between rounds. I'm with them.
No, he's coming back. No, we organised it a week ago.
I said third round. Third round.
Definitely. Sorry,
don't let me down.
It's the only one he wants.
But you know what I mean? It's like that's what Vettori brings to the table.
Yeah,
he's not easy to hurt.
I tell you what, neither of them bring to the table is any fucking charisma at all. There's not a vial of charisma between them. Is there? Nothing. You know what? I sort of feel for Vettori. So when I was working in UK Rugby League, one of the players once said, "You know, the problem with rugby league players in England is they work really fucking hard, but they're only ever going to earn like 50 grand a year, and they think like they're professional footballers because you're a professional sports player. Like, I'm a pro, and there's no fucking money in it. And they're like, that's the problem. I feel like that's Vettori. Like, he's pretty fucking good. He's never going to be the best.
No.
He's just not going to be the best, is he?
No. But that don't mean he can't be champ.
You reckon?
No, I just don't think he can beat Adesanya.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying
but
Adesanya's going to stick around, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean he can't be champ.
It's a bit of a DC thing, and
he's effective.
DC was champ, but he's probably never going to beat John Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. I think Paulo Costa's probably he's technically cleaner in his striking, but I don't think he's got the same kind of mental fortitude to battle through 5 rounds like Vettori has. Like you cannot convince Marvin Vettori that Adesanya's better than him.
No.
Paulo Costa knew that Adesanya was better than him in the first 30 seconds of that fight, and he accepted it immediately.
Yeah.
Like, at no point did Vettori accept that Adesanya was better than him, even when he was getting lit up.
That I'm torn on that as a concept. Like the delusion that Marvin's got. Like, at what stage is that really useful? And then at what stage does it just become, look, bro, you're just fucking deluding yourself?
Well, if he's going to become a UFC champion, that's his main asset.
Yeah. Innit? Because
he's probably not going to improve a great deal more.
I'm a realist.
Yeah.
Like, dead set realist. Just whatever. I just want to know the truth. Like, so how can he's clearly doesn't operate like that. He clearly builds a bubble of, like, belief, and he's not worried whether it's real belief or made up belief around him, and that's how he operates.
I don't think he knows, though, does he?
Yeah, but really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
How can you watch that fight?
Maybe he's not watched it, or maybe he watches it with such a tint on his eyes.
Well, he did a lot better than Paulo. He did a lot better.
He did a lot better. He did a lot better than he did the first time as well.
Yeah.
You know, so he has improved, but it was still the same thing. He was technically outmatched, and he is kind of here, but he can certainly overcome Paulo Costa with determination, especially with Costa being out for 12 months. Like, the last time he fought was a really rough loss. Yeah. He's made all kinds of excuses since.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Vittori's doing the right thing by turning it around quick.
I got Marvin, for sure.
My only concern for Marvin, really, technically, is that body kick of Paulo Costa, because Marvin is a southpaw.
Marvin's never been slept, though, has he? He's never been knocked out.
No.
TKO'd.
Never been stopped.
Nothing.
Never been stopped.
Jimmy rates him.
Yeah,
so, you know.
He's a handful. He's going to be a handful, no matter whether it's submission wrestling or combat jiu-jitsu or MMA. You could put boxing gloves on him. It'd be a fucking nightmare for a bunch of people. He would.
He just won't be the champ.
He's going to be one of the best guys. He is one of the best guys. Same as Paulo Costa. But if you're Adesanya, you're seeing striking at such a different level to these boys. It's they've got to do something spectacular to get to. Yeah.
Maybe that's part of the bubble of delusion. Like, you can't admit to yourself, I'm not going to beat Izzy.
But
because then you're never going to beat him, are you?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Sometimes champions like Izzy beat themselves, don't they?
Yeah.
Like would Chris Weidman have knocked out Anderson Silva if he'd have fought Silva 5 fights earlier?
Yeah.
No, because Anderson Silva was a different fighter then. He was like, this was the point where he was sick of defending his belt. He wanted to go and box Roy Jones. Yeah. He's fighting this guy that had not had a pro fight by the time he was champ.
About the outcome, is he?
Well, no, he was in a mindset that the outcome was almost predetermined because he was that much better. Now, Adesanya didn't do that to Paulo Costa at all. He never gave him an in to the fight, and he played him all the way through. He did the same thing to Marvin Vettori. He just had to work a lot harder for it, like he did against Kelvin Gastelum. You know, those kind of guys, they put their foot on the gas and they force you to fight for it, whereas Paulo Costa didn't. He was just done.
Done. Cool. I'd like to see Marvin win that.
I would.
Of the two slightly weird individuals, he's my least. One that makes me least uncomfortable.
What the fuck, bro? Yeah. That was right in my balls.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I see it anyway.
Yeah, I go Marvin Vettori as well.
See it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Cool, man.
All right, nice one.
Wicked. Make sure you check out unboundmerino.com and use the code OUTLAW for your discounts. Very cool, isn't it?
It is. And we're streaming Glory this weekend, so make sure you check it out.
Yeah, nothing else, is there?
We'll post the details on the Full Reptile channel and on
War Room's up.
War Room's up.
What else we got?
We're going to record a couple more War Rooms now.
V's finishing to film. Finishing with Skinny Foods tomorrow. There'll be some little interesting project we got going on. So Veronica is pairing up with Skinny Foods, and we're going to put out some products where you can see how to cook nice tasting food while controlling your calories in your macros and what have you. So we're just trying to give guys that are trying to manipulate their body mass and body weight to stay in weight classes a little bit more of a flavorful way of doing it. And obviously V's sick in the kitchen, and Skinny Foods have come up with loads of different ways to sort of minimise the amount of calories in good tasting food. So that'll be coming soon. Roughhouse and Senses is up. SLB9 podcast. Stick that in YouTube search and brace yourself.
And the Patreon.
And Patreon, of course.
Patreon.com/Full Reptile.
Yeah.
Give us a follow on
Loads
there.
going on, isn't there?
Loads
going on.
Wicked.
Nice one.
Nice one. Catch you later.